All right. And now it's just a starting sequence. Hello and welcome, Blockchain Trends fam. This is Riggy and Dragon here with a surprise live stream tonight. We're talking about only gifts question mark and how to provide LP for your own token. So Ray, tell us a little bit about only gifts. What's going on with that?
Yeah, so Only Gift's going to be it's a marketing campaign token pretty much for Pulse Trends that we've been working on and launching. So just a little fun token and providing liquidity for it. The idea behind it's going to be kind of speculation in a sense. Uh, we're going to be providing liquidity. Literally, the token itself, the price is irrelevant of whatever token you're providing it with. It's just going to be one to one. So if you have one Pulse and one OG token, you're just going to pair those two together. So we're just going to keep it simple for people so they don't have to worry about ratios. And then it's going to create some speculation later on inside the ecosystem with the arbitrage bots and everything else going on inside the Pulse chain, Atropa, all that type of that ecosystem. So yeah, man, definitely excited. Long time coming. We're not going to take too much more of people's time. Just want to be able to have a good little explainer video, kind of just showing people how to buy liquidity, and then come and hang out, join our TG, and enjoy the the ride and pulse.
Yeah, man, this is what, 2 years in the making now? Yeah, 2 years in the
Yeah,
making. Learning about Pulse Chain.
yeah, it's been
Yeah,
a
man.
long time coming.
I know. Crazy long time.
It is here, my friend. It is here. So yeah, so I guess I can just dig right into it real quick. Is so this one's being shared, so I can go ahead and start share this tab. So I guess you can see that I already have those tokens. So you're gonna literally come in and the exchange, you'll be able to click right here where it says liquidity. So the difference between V1 and V2, right? V1 is going to be burning all the Pulse X, or if you're providing inside of a farm, that's going to be going to V1. So we're going to be providing liquidity in V2. Like people within our community will be providing it there too, because you get the trading rewards, the volume and rewards in Pulse X, which you'll get after you pull the liquidity. And then if you provided it in V1 and you weren't in a farm, it burns Pulse X. So at the very beginning of all this, the launch, there was some stuff going on, some speculation going on about people not even realizing that a bunch of Pulse X was getting burnt off the market because it just wasn't providing the rewards whenever people pulled their LP. So that's when V2 came about. So literally, you'll just be able to go in here, click right here where it says add liquidity. And remember, OG token is going to be a little bit different because we're going to keep it simple. So I'll kind of go through the whole thing. So I'll go in here and find the contract address. And then go back to PulseX. And then you're going to paste it here. Select the token. And we're going to be providing liquidity in my favorite, the copied version of DAI. And literally, so like I said, it's just going to be a one-for-one trade here. 20,000 and 20,000. You see it on your screen, Dragon?
Oh yeah, loud and clear. They see
So
it.
like, and then you can look down here. You can see DAI per OG, OG per DAI. So now you're going to hit enable on both ends.
Hilarious
Yeah.
name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hilarious.
It's gonna be fun. And this token's pretty neat because we can change the ticker, we can change the name, things like that. It's kind of like a proof of concept for the community itself, being pulse trends, right? Just kind of a way for us to be able to show the community that you know
Uh,
trends and memes and things like that are the actual utility in crypto. Diving too deep in utility and things like that is great and all, but at the end of the day, what really matters is community members being a part of an ever-growing ecosystem, or the ability to be a part of a brand new um, community and follow that asset as they grow. And so, okay, so here we are. You can see that the 20 that went through. So I'll just literally just hit supply here,
yeah, why
right?
don't you tell them why you're doing 20,000 in OG or only gifts? That's our token, and then 20,000 in die. Why don't you explain what that
Yeah.
ratio
So I
is?
mean, I think yeah. So I'm keeping the theory here is that we're going to keep the ratio with the OG token with any other token. It's just going to be a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you want to come in and purchase OG token and you want to provide liquidity, we're hoping that people take this idea and they keep that. So like if you wanted to provide OG token with say a Tropa, and you add $5 or whatever of a Tropa and $5 of OG, whatever that might be, you would literally like save it's 30 OG tokens and 30 Atropa, right? You're just going to keep it 30 and 30, 1-to-1. And the idea behind this would be eventually, like once we launch and everything goes live here soon, the arbitrage bots, it's going to do one of two things, in my opinion. It's either going to create choke points inside the ecosystem to where the arbitrage bots and traders won't go after certain liquidity pairs because it's just unprofitable, or number two, the arbitrage bots will pick away at one side of the liquidity until they assume to find their fair value of what OG token is, probably based off of what OG's price is inside the Pulse chain DEX here. As people are actually trading it, the arbitrage bots are going to be kind of speculating on it as well outside of the DEX, which is kind of unique. And I think it's going to help, in my opinion, it's going to prove some things. Depending on what they do, it might help prove some things. Because I mean, if it's going to find a fair value for our token inside this DEX, what are these arbitrage bots, actually capable of? Going across bridges, keeping ratios across bridges, maybe. So what does that mean for all the Ethereum copy tokens, right? And we've seen a lot of speculation going on with PDAI, Pulse DAI itself. We call it PDAI. There's not an actual P in front of it. Don't get scammed. It should be the exact same contract address as the DAI on Ethereum, like DOF, I believe. So yeah, then I would select that, and then I would hit the supply here. What do you in questions, Dragons? I know some of this stuff you're
Yeah,
kind of
man.
running into
So
it
it's
as well for the
important
first
that we say
time.
it's PDI because people will be thinking,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh shit, well he's pairing this with $20,000 worth of die right now, right?" If they had no
I
idea what Pulse was, they'd be like, "All right,
it
what how does this man is pairing 20,000 only gift with $20,000? That's freaking crazy. That's
oh no, it's
completely liquid."
definitely,
But no, we're
yeah, you can
pairing
see here it's
20,000 with
about 50
50
bucks.
US dollars. See, you can see in the bottom right
About 50
there.
bucks.
Yeah, 50
Yep.
US dollars.
Yep. And in my opinion, it will be worth a dollar before we know it. I mean,
Only
we already see
speculation.
Richard. I mean, is it though? Is it?
Is it? Let's put on our
Yeah, it's
tinfoil hats.
100% speculation. But I think that's what makes crypto fun is these types of speculative plays. And in my opinion, this could end up being probably one of the biggest narratives in crypto. I mean, we've been following this since mid-October, whenever I was talking about um, whenever I found the maker contracts being voted on and things being moved around, and I still didn't know what was exactly was going on, but it was fun to speculate on then. And then since then, we've seen some insane things. So yeah, I'm gonna hit the supply button after I approve both tokens. I'm gonna hit the supply button, and then you're gonna make sure you're on V2. You just saw me I had to swap over there and add them in, and then you see how it says one OG to one DAI. This should be what yours looks like too, right? If you're going to be following along with how we're doing this.
And now that's if
Yeah,
you're using P dye. If you're using regular dye, you
no,
might not want to. It said if that's if you're using P dye. If you're using regular
hey,
dye,
no,
you
same
don't.
thing. Like if you want it, we could set it 1-to-1, right?
Right,
The
but
idea
why
between
would?
this is that
But you wouldn't want to do that,
the
right?
price of the token's irrelevant. Yeah, well, I mean, I know, I get
Right?
that, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, and it's all speculative, right? We want the arbitrage bots to find the value of the token, and through these type of mechanics. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit the create pool and supply, and come down. Only 8 cents. I know y'all guys on Ethereum must be loving it over there, spending fucking hundreds of dollars per transaction. You know, maybe y'all should come to Pulse Chain and just admit Richard was right.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna come
You
at
might
you
be
and say,
saying,
"Oh
but
yeah, Richard Hart, he's getting screwed by the SEC, all this crap." Yeah, so much
living
for
the
the
dream.
sacrifice.
And then there we go, transaction receipt all shows up there. And yeah, that means it has gone in, and I'm now providing liquidity. And as a
Yeah,
liquidity
so it's that
provider,
easy, huh?
I'm the first. Yeah, as the first liquidity provider, I'm going to be obtaining all the fees um, based on that volume of these two assets. And yeah, and you can join the same pool as me too, right? And then if you join a pool that's already created, you don't have to worry about the ratio. You just type in the OG token, and then it'll literally do the work for you to find out the ratios. But only whenever you're a first time liquidity provider on that DEX between those two assets will you have to math it out. A lot of devs, there's a lot of math you have to do to figure out what value you want to launch your token at, and you have to, take the total supply of your token, the value of the other token, because the value of your token is derived from the assets that you pair it with, so to speak. Um, because when you launch your token's worthless. That's just facts. The only value that you get is by the tokens that you're pairing it with inside the liquidity pool. And even though it starts 1-to-1, doesn't mean that it's going to finish that way, right? People will start speculating on, oh, is the PDI valued more or is the OG valued more? And, that all comes into play. And that's where that's how everything works. That's just how, Uniswap V2 being the way that it works in square roots. And, when you double one side of the liquidity pool, 4x the price. So there's a lot of speculation going on. There's a lot of new type of value extraction going on in Pulse, like a new phenomenon, in my opinion. We didn't see this on Binance at all. There would never be a group of communities working together, sending people percents of the supply to see and to rise with the that entire that wave. Hart's law, to the maximum, right? Everything when you pair with something in liquidity, when it goes up 3x, so do you, right? And in retrospect, if that liquidity pool is in Pulse chain and Pulse does a 3x and your liquidity pool 3x's, your price would technically 12x because the way Uniswap V2 works. So yeah, man, it's gonna be a fun ride. We've got a lot of things coming in, a lot of things that we're working on. But yeah, just wanted to show people, give a nice little quick explainer video, and be able to show people how easy it is. Because sometimes if something new like that, it can be a little bit daunting.
Oh yeah, it can be absolutely very complicated. I mean, when I didn't know anything, I was like, "Wow, you're providing liquidity. How the hell do you do that?" And
Yeah,
it's
right.
easy. You just go
He's
to
talking to
PulseX.
the dead.
That's right. And anybody
Yeah.
can provide liquidity. They just need the contract address.
Right. And I mean, and there's this. I think that this is going to be, this is what DeFi should be about. The entire thing that we're pushing here, and the things that people are trying to push about providing liquidity, earning liquidity. Um, it's just the things that we're seeing on Pulse is just an unprecedented movement for, all that crypto and decentralized finance should be about. And I think that is just a narrative that can't be touched, and over time will prevail.
100%. It's all about community.
Community is the utility, my
You bet.
friends. Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in with us. Any closing
Thank
thoughts,
you,
Rig?
Dragon.
Yeah,
No,
man.
man. Just jump on in and come hang out with us in only gifts chat where you can just only send gifts, which is hilarious. And then we were also hanging out in the Pulse Trends chat as well. When we link the video, we'll drop those chats and links inside the video for you guys. Yeah,
Right.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thanks for watching. That's a quick one
Back in
today,
action.
guys. And we'll see you next time on Blockchain Trends.